Today, me and Tuck are going to dig up logs we buried in our raised bed years ago. We're excited to see what we will find hidden under the soil. Let's go! 3 years ago, me and Tuck placed logs at the bottom of this raised bed. We also put some sticks on top of the logs and then put some homemade compost on top of the sticks to fill in the gaps. We buried this stuff to save money on soil and to also see whether or not the buried debris would either help or hurt the growth of our plants. Most annuals need about 12 to 18 inches of good soil in order for their roots to grow in. So we asked ourselves, what's the point of filling this whole entire bed with good soil? It seems a little unnecessary and expensive. I built this raised bed on a concrete slab, and I didn't want it to just fill up like a bucket every time it rained. I wanted to create some drainage. So to do that, I put some bricks at the bottom of my bed. This allows the water to drain out, and the concrete slab wasn't level itself. So the bricks actually help to level the bed out as well. I also built a sort of basket underneath the bed with hardware cloth and landscape fabric. I did this because when the bed drains, I didn't want all the soil washing out the bottom. We're blessed with a beautiful day today, so Tuck is just out here soaking up the sun, watching over us as we're filming. Spam some hearts down low if you love seeing the young king in the videos. He's so dedicated. Even when he's a little sleepy, he's still out here protecting the garden, and he might have his eyes closed, but he's got his ears up. He's listening if any squirrels or anything sneaks in. Me and Tuck are happy to say that over the last few years, everything that we planted in this bed grew beautifully, and it kicked out more food than we were even expecting. Lettuce, cabbage, peas, squash, spinach, and so many other delicious veggies. This method worked so well that we did the same thing for one of my steel raised beds, burying logs and sticks. And I even did the same thing for my cedar raised bed, the one that I burned so it would last longer, and both of them just pumped out massive amounts of insanely healthy food. Let's take these strings off that I use for square foot gardening, and then we'll start digging down to our logs. Time to dig out the soil and see what we have buried underneath. This is my homemade soil. It's light, it's fluffy, it's got a nice texture to it, and I think that's one of the reasons it grows plants so well. We're getting down deeper. I'm getting hot though, I need to take off my sweatshirt. I wanted to mention to check out the merch down at jamesprigioni.com. Grab one of the Gardening is Life sweatshirts. It's probably my favorite design that I've ever done, or even one of the Sew with the Flow ones, the t-shirt I have underneath this one. We're getting close to the logs, I can feel some of them. I'm excited to see what's going on down there. Did the logs break down a lot? Are they like slimy and foul smelling? Are they like riddled with bad bugs? Or are they just like covered in fungus? Ideally, the logs turn into a sort of water battery and they're just teeming with mycelium. This way, the roots of some of the plants that have long roots can go down deep into there, tap into the water battery logs, and then get some moisture when they really need it. But we'll find out. Let's actually start getting our hands in here and see what we got. Oh my gosh, this one's broken up. Look at it, I'm just trying to grab it and it's just cracking. Oh, look at that. Look how incredible that is. Just filled with moisture, just retaining the water. So if you want to bury your own logs for a bed like this, it's good to use logs that are already rotting because they'll be able to just fill with water. Look at that. It's just filled with water. That is so cool. I should get some more of that log out. This is the water battery that I was talking about though. Let me just see. Hey, look at this. That's the water battery that we're looking for right there. Roots can just tap into this thing when they need it. See what we got down here? I feel like I'm digging for treasure. Let's see this one. Oh yeah, that looks nice. This one's really starting to break up. So after only a couple of years, oh, look at that. We got some worms hanging right down there too. So it's bringing in some worms, and look at the fungus on this side. We really like to see that. So it is actually helping bring in some fungus. It's really starting to break it down. That looks really nice. Let me grab another one. I don't want to mix it up too much, the soil, because I got oh, this one's really breaking up. I can't even get it. It's just coming off in pieces. That looks great. Let me see what we got down here. Oh yeah, look at that. That looks fantastic. Only a couple years and you could see all the breaking down, and it's getting like that spongy texture. That's what I really want. Look at that spongy texture. Oh my gosh, that's beautiful. So in time, hopefully this whole bottom of the bed becomes spongy. And then like I said, plants with really long roots can just tap into that. Now that I'm looking at it, it looks like some of the roots are actually growing into the logs just like we wanted. Look at that. Growing right underneath. Incredible, just tapping right into it. Look at this. It's amazing. It looks like it's definitely helping the bed, not hurting. It helped us save a lot of money on soil because we didn't just have to fill the whole entire bed up with the good soil. It just would have been a waste. So that bottom half of the bed I filled up with some big logs and some sticks. I'm not seeing many of the sticks. They must have broke down to the point where I can't really find them that much. And then if you plan on doing this, I think you should definitely do it to save money on soil. Just make sure that you're burying things like logs and sticks. You don't want to be burying like green materials and then make essentially a compost pile and then cover that right up with soil. If you want to essentially make a compost pile in a section that you're going to be adding soil to, then you could do that in like the fall and then let the compost break down over winter, and then in the spring put the soil on top. But if you're going to just layer the soil right after you add in a bunch of debris, you don't want a lot of greens and browns all mixed together. That's going to heat up like a compost pile would, and then if you have it covered with soil, it's not going to have any oxygen. So the compost section underneath is going to go anaerobic, and that's not what we want. That's what you get the foul smell from, and then that's what plants roots always want to avoid, because anaerobic means without oxygen. The roots need oxygen to actually live, so they'll avoid that kind of soil. Overall, I'm just super happy with how it all came out. Look at that. Especially these logs right here. Having logs that were already rotting made a considerable difference when it comes to time and how long they broke down and how quickly they could convert from just being a log to actually a water battery. And it was really cool to see a log like this where like there's roots just growing into it. So plants are trying to just like tap into that. That's like what I was hoping would happen. Really, really cool stuff. So I knew like going into this that it wasn't going to be anaerobic at the bottom, and like the plants showed me that this bed was working fantastic because there were such healthy plants. We got massive harvests over the last couple of years from this section here. So I would definitely suggest anyone doing this. Saves money on soil, and it's just breaking down into humus over time. The organic matter is what really takes your garden to the next level. So having like time work for you and having this stuff buried at the bottom is definitely the way to go. But that's today's video, growers. Thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed it. We hope you got something out of it. Me and Tuck had a blast out here. He's a little more awake and alert right now. Right, boy? Yeah, he's a good guy. It might be late in the season, but we still have some stuff growing, like in our beds here. Still got a lot of our cold hardy veggies going, lettuces, and I have one of my hoop house covers that I'm putting over this. I just took it off today because it's such a nice day. The plants got to get a little extra sun. They got to soak it all up while we have some. Me and Tuck wanted to mention a thank you to one of our long-time channel members, Faith First Farm and Homestead. Thanks for being a part of Team Grow. Thanks for your continual support and just making like all this back here work out, come together. So we appreciate you a lot. We had a blast out here. We hope you guys got some value out of it, and we really, really hope you try burying some logs and sticks and stuff underneath your soil. If you got a deep raised bed, it'll save so much money, and having the deep beds is nice. It saves your back over time. So the combination of the two I think work fantastic, and it's something we're always going to be doing in the future. Like I mentioned, I used it on other beds, and everywhere I'm doing it, we're getting a lot of success. Tuck and James will be back to you again real soon. We out.